dasas, and it does not make any difference in transcendental degree to the genuine devotee. Bhīṣmadeva is a concrete example of this, and it should be carefully observed how the great general is transcendental related with the Lord. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Maha Vishnu Dasa Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Bhīṣmadeva, he started offering his prayers. The last verse we saw, Bhīṣmadeva praying to the Lord that he may invest his thinking, feeling and willing on the Supreme Lord. So in this specific verse, what is his investment upon? Where are his thoughts focused upon? Starts with that perspective. He says, Tribhuvana Kamanam Tamala Varnam. The most attractive personality within the three worlds, Tribhuvana Kamanam. Tamala Varnam, his bodily hue was like a Tamala tree. That bluish, darkish, like a rain cloud. Tamala tree bark is of the same color. The gopis used to get confused whether it was Krishna or the tree. By seeing the tree, they used to remember Krishna. So Tamala Varnam. Then Ravikara Gauravara Ambaram Dadane. Ravikara, in the early morning, you see that golden color sun, either in the morning or in the sunset, you see that golden color sun. That rays, when it shines, that glittering of that golden sun is equivalent to Krishna's dress color. Pita Ambara. Generally we say yellowish and glittering color. A correlation has been explained with the sun, early morning sun, with the golden hue. Gauravara, Ravikara, Ambaram, the dress color was. Dadane, he was wearing that dress. Vapuralaka Kula Avruta Anana Abhyam. And his face, Anana Abhyam, which was like a lotus. Abhyam means lotus, Anana means face. And that face was decorated with sandalwood pulp. Vapur Alaka Kula Avruta Ananam. Then Vijaya Sake, oh my dear friend of Arjuna, Ratirastume, led by attraction, be upon me, upon you. Anavadya, without any material desire. See, understand the position of Bhīṣmadeva, where he was on the battlefield, on the bed of arrows, about to quit his life. Is understand a scenario where let us experience we on the bed of death with all our relatives surrounding us, and they are all crying that we are passing away. What will be our mood? Where our thoughts will be? By seeing each person's face, we remember the relation we had with him. Either it could be plus or minus, it could be positive way or it could be negative way. All our life will be recycled. We will be experiencing a glimpse of our entire life by seeing all the personalities. So we will be in material anxiety, material thoughts, material diversions. That person, what he goes through, it's like almost like a situation, it cannot be explained by a person who is witnessing. With the tension, the anxiety, he is about to quit his life. The attachment to this body, attachment to the family, leaving everything and going away. It is generally said that when a person, when he was about to quit, the last 30 seconds, he will visualize his entire life as a cinema. All the slides play in his mind. So if he becomes attached to one particular slide, that takes him away to that particular body according to karma. Now, why again karma into picture? See, for example, in the last moment of our life, we would have been very much attached to some cat or dog. See, nowadays what is happening is children, they are settled abroad. Now elderly parents, nobody to take care. They want some companion. They want to pour that love what they have towards their sons, towards their grandsons, grandchildren. But they are not there. So what they do? They get a cat or dog. They show all their affection on that cat or dog. A pet. So much so that becomes part of their life. Because they are never engaged in Krishna conscious perspectives. They want some engagement. So when they are by chance, either cat or dog dies before or he dies before. If he dies before, he will be thinking of that cat or dog, thinking who will take care of him, who will take him out, who will feed him, who will bathe him. In that consciousness we die, thinking of that animal. What is our status? Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tajate ante kalevaram. Whatever you remember, that you achieve in the next life. So if you remember that pet, we become that pet in the next life. Now again, here karma comes into picture. If I have done good karma, I will become a pet in a rich man's house. If I have done bad karma, I will become a stray. Gali ka kutta. So this is karma where it comes into picture. Again, it's all finally depends upon the thoughts what goes on in the last moment of the life. That's why Shukadeva Goswami was saying, what is the solution for this? Ante Narayana Smritihi. You should be able to remember Narayana at the last moment of the life. And the entire practice is how to remember Narayana at the last moment. Because we don't know when is that last moment. So we have to do that practice from day one. Entire Bhagavatam is inscribed. See, most of the people think art of living. Bhagavatam teaches the art of dying, which is very important. Every character is teaching us how to face death, not how to run away from death. The art of dying. Bhīṣmadeva is teaching. Parikshit Maharaj was teaching. Every personality they are saying how they had quit this life, how devotees quit their body without becoming attached to anything material, any diversions to anything material, with only focus upon Lord Krishna. This is what Bhīṣmadeva is setting an example for all of us. So if you see the translation, Śrī Kṛṣṇa is the intimate friend of Arjuna, Vijaya Sakhe. He has appeared on this earth in his transcendental body, Vapuhu. Jai Shri Shri Radha Govinda Ki. That body is transcendental in the perspective. It is not bound by material rules and regulations. Like material rules is called as Shadvikara. Body takes birth, grows, comes to youth, delivers byproducts, becomes old, dwindle and die. This is the cycle. But Krishna's body, does it go through the same cycle? At one particular point, when he comes to the point of youth, his body stops aging. It is said that on the battlefield, Krishna was around 89 years old when Kurukshetra Yuddha was happening. He looks like a 16-year-old boy on the battlefield to all the people. So, material laws will not work on his body. That's why it is called as transcendental body. That Vapuhu is transcendental. Next, which resembles the bluish color of the... His body attracts everyone in the three planetary system. Tribhuvana Kamanam. May his glittering yellow dress, Ravikara Gaura Varambaram Dadhane, and his lotus face, Ananabjam, covered with paintings of sandalwood pulp, Alaka Kula Avruta, be the object of my attraction, may Ratirastu, and may I not desire fruitful results, Anavadya. So in that way, Bhīṣmadeva is focusing all his thoughts upon Lord Krishna. The form, what he was visualizing was when Krishna was the charioteer of Arjuna. Exactly on the battlefield, which happened few days before. So what is so special about Krishna and Arjuna and this Bhīṣma episode? So Bhīṣma was in a chivalrous mode. His relation with Krishna was in a fighting spirit. He was very much attached to the four-handed form of Lord and the Vishnu form. But in a fighting spirit, he wants to satisfy the Lord. So one particular day when the fight was happening between Kauravas and Pandavas, Duryodhana came to Bhīṣmadeva and started criticizing him. You are not fighting to your standard. You should have annihilated these Pandavas long back. You are too lenient because they are your dear grandsons. That's why you are not at all fighting to your best of your ability. Like that, he criticizes Bhīṣmadeva. See, Kshatriyas are very egoistic. One word they can't bear. Like Dhruva, stepmother said, no, you can't sit. He could not bear. Like Bhīṣmadeva, elderly person, will he bear? He said, no. He immediately took out 5 arrows and he said, tomorrow, all 5 brothers, these 5 arrows, that's it. No Krishna, nothing. So you may decide, but Krishna has to decide, no. Because at the end of in the Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna said, Kalosmi, time I am, except these 5 brothers, none of the people are going to survive. So Krishna gave a promise, that all the 5 brothers will be protected. And he assured Kunti Devi also, your 5 sons will be intact. So when Krishna promises, nobody can go against Krishna's wish. So now what happened? Krishna got to know that Bhīṣmadeva has taken a vow. So immediately he sent Arjuna. See, long back, once you saved Duryodhana, when Duryodhana was fighting with Gandharvas captured him and put him in jail in Dvaitavana. So at that time, one of the commander-in-chiefs of the Duryodhana's army got himself escaped and he went to Pandavas who were there in forest exile. And he said, sir, please come and help us. Bhima was laughing. You wanted to show us your capacity, now your capacity you got to know. Then Yudhishthira said, no, this is not the time to laugh. When we both are fighting, we are 5 and they are 100. But when we are fighting with the outside world, we are 105 and outside world. We are the same family. So then Arjuna and Bhima goes, they fight with the Gandharvas headed by Chitraratha. So they defeat the Gandharvas and Duryodhana and party was released from their clutches. So Duryodhana becoming happy by Arjuna's endeavor, that day he assured him, I give you a benediction. Arjuna said, I don't want anything right now. Then Krishna reminded, yes, that day you got an opportunity that he wanted to give a benediction. Now it is the day. Go to Duryodhana and ask for that 5 arrows. So Arjuna went to Duryodhana. He met him and Duryodhana invited him, cordially made him sit. He said, my dear brother, what do you want? So that day you promised me whatever you want. He said, yes, what do you want now? That 5 arrows of Bhishma, please give it to me. So immediately he took that 5 arrows and he came back. Now Duryodhana was thinking, now what to do, how to do. Next day morning in the battlefield, Bhishma is asking, where are my 5 arrows? And Duryodhana is blank. Then Bhishma understood, it's all Krishna's plan. So he took a vow that day. By today evening, either Arjuna has to die or Krishna has to break his promise. What is that promise? Krishna said, I will not touch a weapon. The entire battlefield, 18 days. So now he has to take care, either his dear friend has to die or Krishna has to break his promise. He knows, but nobody can kill Arjuna because as long as Krishna is there on the battlefield with Arjuna, nobody can kill him. There was no power in the world. But still, he tried his attempt. He gave full valor. He almost brought Arjuna to the stage of to be lost, almost to be killed. And in the meantime, he was attacking Krishna also on the charioteer. He was piercing Krishna left and right, everywhere his arrows were touching and Krishna's body was emitting blood. His body, entire body became red because of the wounds. And at one particular point when he understood that Arjuna was about to be killed, Krishna immediately got down from the chariot, picked up a chariot wheel and started running towards Bhīṣmadeva to kill him. And Bhīṣmadeva, as soon as he saw that Lord is coming to kill him, he immediately left all his weapons. He said, my dear Lord, please come and kill me. I am at your disposal. And Arjuna was praying holding on to Krishna's feet and asking him, don't break your vow for my sake. Suspense, episode closed. The war ended for that particular day. So in that way, Krishna see that he is ready to break his promise for his devotees' purpose. Because he gave commitment that Arjuna has to be protected. Bhīṣmadeva also has to be respected because both are Mahajanas, both are great devotees. To keep that vow, I am ready for my devotees. Krishna accepted this. I am ready to break my promise. That's why Krishna says, Kaunteya pratijanehi name bhakta pranashati. Oh Arjuna, you declare to the world that my devotee never perishes. You can directly declare, Krishna can directly declare, but people don't believe. You are ready to break your promise. Because 3-4 incidents were there where Krishna broke his promise. This is one incident. The second incident, last class we spoke, when Krishna's one principle in bhakti is called as ye yata mam prapadyanto. According to your sincerity, I will reciprocate back. But when gopis loved him so much, Krishna said, I am a pauper. I have become bankrupt. I cannot pay you back of your devotion. Please be satisfied with your devotion. This is one more incident where Krishna broke his promise. Like that, various circumstances were there. Out of love for the Lord, the devotees have conquered the Lord, and Lord became bankrupt. Prabhupada says, Lord became bankrupt. Means he could not repay the devotee's devotion. So in that mode, Bhīṣmadeva was in a chivalrous mode. He was happy seeing the Lord, and Lord was happy, as if it was like it is said that Bhīṣmadeva is not throwing arrows. Bhīṣmadeva is offering Ashtottara like through arrows. Like if somebody offers flowers as Ashtottara, Bhīṣmadeva, because he was in the mood of that chivalrous mode, he was throwing arrows as his loving service to the Lord. And Lord was appreciating that mood. So that entire scene, that beauty of the Lord as experienced by Bhīṣmadeva, he was remembering that thought. So what is that beauty of the Lord? Baraha pīdam natavara vapu karnayo karnikaram. Bibrad vasa kanaka kapisham vaijayanti cha malam. Randran venur adara sudaya apurayan gopa vrindar. Vrindaranyam swapada ramanam pravishat Gita kirtihi. The beauty as seen by various people. So when Krishna, along with his cowherd boys, when he is entering Vrindavana, after finishing the daily cowherd, feeding the cows and grazing and bringing them back, this is the beauty of the Lord. What is that? Barha Pidam. Krishna wears a peacock feather. Then, Natavara Vapuhu. He is the most expert of the dancers, greatest of the dancers, Natavara. Then, Karnayo Karnikaram. In his ears there was blue Karnikara flowers, bluish Karnikara flowers. Bibrad Vasaha, glittering dress. Kanaka Kapisham. And yellow dress which is as gold, as brilliant as gold, Kanaka Kapisham. Vaijayanti cha malam. On his garland there was Vaijayanti mala. Randran venur madhu adara sudaya apurayan. And when he was playing flute, he was filling the holes of that flute with nectar. Gopa Vrindai, and he was surrounded by cowherd boys. While Krishna was coming back, he was playing the flute, and all that nectar was flowing through that flute music. Gopa Vrindai, surrounded by all the cowherd boys. Vrindaranyam, he was roaming around the Vrindavana. He was coming back to Vrindavana. Swapada Ramanam, he was enhancing the beauty of Vrindavana by his lotus footprints everywhere. Vrindavana, Swapada Ramanam, Pravishat Gita Kirtihi. And all the cowherd boys are glorifying Krishna's enhancement, and they were all entering Vrindavana. So this is the beauty as experienced by gopis when they saw Krishna and all the cowherd boys entering Vrindavana. Then Lord Shiva, he glorifies Krishna's beauty. He says, Snigdha Pravrud Ganashyamam Sarva Saundarya Sangraham Charu Ayata Chaturbahu Sujata Ruchirananam Padma Kosa Palakshanam Sundara Bru Sunasikam Sudvijam Sukapolasyam Samakarna Vibhushanam. He is saying, the Lord's beauty was Pravrud Ganashyamam. It was like a dark cloud during rainy season. Last week we had heavy rains and the entire cloud was very gloomy. It's like a cyclonic effect. That color resembled the bodily color of the Lord. Then Snigdaha, his body glistens. That shining glistens. Then Sarva Saundarya Sangraham. It is the reservoir of entire beauty within the three worlds. You count all the beauty across the three worlds, you put it at one place, that is Krishna. Sarva Saundarya Sangraham. It is a collection, Sangraham. Then Charu Ayata Chaturbahu. Four well-built, strongly four well-built arms. Then Sujata Ruchirananam. Exquisitely beautiful face. Ruchira Ananam. Sujata. Very beautiful face. Then Padma Kosha Palaksham. That eyes as lotus petals. Perfectly built eyes. Then Sundara Bru Sunasikam. Nice eyebrows. Nice nose. Sunasikam. Then Sudvijam Sukapolasyam. A mind attracting smile. And a beautiful forehead. And Samakarna Vibhushanam. And he is equally and fully decorated ears. Priti Prahasita Apangam Alakai Rupa Shobhitam Lasat Pankaja Kinjalka Dakulam Mrushta Kundalam Spurat Kirita Valaya Hara Nupura Mekalam Shanka Chakra Gada Padma Malamani Uttamardimat. Then Rupa Shobhitam, his super excellent beautiful body on account of Priti Prahasita Apangam, because of his side longing glances. Krishna sees from corner of his eyes. That side longing, Vakra Chupantar. He sees from his corner, it's like, oh, I am keeping a track of all of you. For his devotees, he says, he is saying, I know everything. That specific address is called as Priti Prahasita Apangam. Then Alakai, his curly hair. Then Lasat Pankaja Kinjalka Dukulam, his dress, as wind was coming, it was waving in the air. That movement of his dress. With saffron pollen from the lotus flowers, that color. Then Mrusta Kundalam, his earrings were very glistening again. Then Spurat Kirita Valaya Hara Nupura Mekalam. Then all the other decorative ornaments, they were all shining. Kirita, crown, then Valaya, then bangles, Hara, garland, Nupura, ankle belts, Mekalam, waist belt. Then Shanka Chakra Gada Padma Malamani Uttamardimat. Then he was very nicely decorated with Shanka Chakra Gada Padma, and flower garlands were there on his chest, and they all Uttamardimat, they increased the beauty of the Lord. So it enhanced the beauty, all these decorations. So Krishna, this is the unique perspective. By his beauty, he sammohitaha, he enchants the entire universe. This is one of his opulence, beauty. That qualification of Bhagavan, in that one of the 6 aspects is beauty. He attracts even by his photograph. If you say, if material, by his, when we come to Krishna, when we stand, the way how he is decorated, this material decoration, you compare to 1,000 times his spiritual decoration. But it means you can understand how our attraction to the Lord is naturally taken away. So that when you see the Lord, you don't see anything else in this world. That is the specialty of the Lord. So Krishna always has this attitude. He plays with his devotee. He wants to bring out the best of his devotee. So there was one devotee by name Bhakta Harpal, being born in a Brahmana family. He was from his childhood very much attached to serving Vaishnavas. He gave all his wealth in their service. So when there was nothing left in his house, he started taking loan from all the people whomever he has known. And he always used to feed all the Vaishnavas every day, worth almost several thousands of rupees. He has taken loan just to feed the Vaishnavas. So when people further stopped giving him loan because they know he will never be able to pay back, he started to steal the money. So while stealing, he kept his mind that he will not take any money from any Vaishnava's houses, Any devotee's house he does not take. He will only go to houses of those people who are not devotees, who are simply sense gratification in perspective. A rich man, not poor man also. Rich people who are only interested in accumulating money for sense gratification. He used to go and steal money in their houses. So once while stealing, he got to know that was the house of a Vaishnava. He left a letter, my dear brother, please forgive me. For the service of Vaishnavas, I am taking this money. Very soon I will try to return you back this money. When he got to know that he was a Vaishnava. Then he thought, let me leave this stealing, because we don't know whether he is a Vaishnava or not, whether when the person is not known. So then he thought, let me start looting people on the way. So if they are devotees, he used to free them. He never used to touch them. If they are not devotees who are passing by the area, he used to simply loot them without any harming them. He used to exploit. Chaku dikha ke pura, nikala. Bas. One day, a large group of Vaishnavas came to his house. Now he was thinking of how to take care of them. He said to his wife, now what is possible, how to do all these things. So they were contemplating how to take care of these Vaishnavas. There is nothing left for them to feed the Vaishnavas. So when they were deeply engrossed, they simply thought of the Supreme Lord. Oh my dear Lord, only you can protect us. Now it is our duty to take care of the Vaishnavas who are your representatives in this material world. So when they were thinking like that, Krishna immediately, when he was there in Dwaraka, he immediately got up from his bed, nicely decorated himself, and he started walking out. Then Rukmini Devi asked him, where are you going? He said, one of my devotees in ardent desire, he wanted me, his help, so I am going with you. Then Rukmini said, I will also accompany you. Okay, sir, please come. Both of them decorated themselves as a rich merchant, and they came to the house of this Vaishnava, and they said, sir, my dear sir, it's already in the evening. We are supposed to go to a little far off place. So we were thinking if somebody can come and assist us in the process, so that we can give him some fare of supporting us. He said, okay, immediately first give the fare, then I will assist you in taking the process. He took the money, he gave it to the wife, and he said, please arrange for a nice feast for the Vaishnavas. And when the things are done, then he said, okay sir, my dear sir, please come with me, I will take care of you, I will drop you at your destination. Then they started walking. When they came to the dead of the forest, he saw they were only wife and husband. There was no tilaka on his face, no kantimala in his neck, and the entire process he was not chanting the holy name. So then he immediately took out his chaku and he said, now give all your wealth, put it into me, put it into my hand. Then they said, what will you do with this wealth? Say, I have so many Vaishnavas to be taken care, give this money. This is desperate. I am not asking for anything for my personal sense gratification. This is for the seva of the Vaishnavas. So when they started fearing, because this person with a chaku, with aggressive mood, then Krishna removed all these things, Rukmini also removed, but there was one ring to Rukmini Devi's finger. She was trying to remove that finger, that ring was not coming out. So then immediately he started taking that finger and he started to remove that. He was bending it, he's trying to break the finger. Then Rukmini Devi is saying, for such ring, you are breaking my finger. You know, this one ring can feed how many Vaishnavas for how many times? Then he was saying that reason. So when he was about to break that ring finger, then Lord became very much satisfied and he showed his form that he is Krishna and she is Rukmini Devi. Then he said, you are my very dear devotee, who have set an example. At any cost, service of the Vaishnavas is of the highest caliber. And he hugged him and he blessed him with eternal life. See, then you can say why he is stealing, is this correct or not? Stealing from whom? From people who are materialistic. He is bringing that money, that is, he is taking that wealth and serving the Lord through Vaishnavas. So I am not saying that we have to do this. This is not setting that example. So to say the service mood of a Vaishnava. Like one of the Alvars was also, to build Srirangam temple, he was looting people. So that is a Vaishnava, through the mercy of the Vaishnava, all the other people are getting benefit. Knowingly or unknowingly, they have served the Vaishnavas through this person. This is an opportunity, think in that perspective. So devotees, they are always happy by seeing the Lord. They are always happy in serving the Lord. They are always happy in serving the devotees of the Lord. So in that way, Bhīṣmadeva was appreciating that beauty of the Lord, what he saw on the battlefield. Further details are there in the next verses. We'll see. I'll stop here. Any questions or doubts?
Prabhu, why Bhīṣmadeva was in particularly in chivalrous mood, and is there any past life reference, and why Lord choose him only to be in that?
You see, Lord had 12, the Shastra says there are 12 ways in which a devotee can connect with the Lord. So he is the example of that chivalrous mode, like Jambavan. He was an ardent devotee of Lord Ramachandra. After seeing the fighting capacity of Ramachandra, he had a desire. I should fight with the Lord and satisfy him by my fighting abilities. So he continued his incarnation up to Krishna, where he had a daughter, Jambavati, where when Shamantakamani episode, when Krishna fights with Jambavan. So by his fighting, he satisfied the Lord. So that particular mood, Lord was appreciating and giving them an opportunity to serve him in that particular mood. So Bhīṣmadeva was in that mode. No, how do you say, is there any reference? There are references for his past life. But why exactly this? Just that we don't have an answer. To our capacity, we don't have an answer, because these are eternal relationship with the Lord. It is not that temporarily you develop in this material world. They are that from Vaikuntha world, they continue that relationship. And he is a Mahajana, and he is an example. So that we have to take care.
Prabhu, regarding Vaishnavas, one understanding, being a Grahastha, what I have is we should always serve ashram devotees. We should try to, suppose we go to some dham, we should get some prasadam and we should provide to brahmacharis and like that. But how do we understand the whole community? Not everybody might be practicing complete morning program, and but still they are Vaishnavas, they are serving like employees, and so many devotees are there. So how do we understand everyone, Prabhu?
See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, appreciate everybody according to their capacity. Everybody is a Vaishnava. The degrees of how do we reciprocate is different. For a Kanishta Adhikari, Kanishta Vaishnava, how do you address? The Madhyama Vaishnava, how do you address? And the Uttama Vaishnava, how do you address? So when we go, it's all the thing is when you go to Dham, you are trying to get the mercy in prasada form. There can be mercy in many other ways. You can pray to the Lord in the Dham that all the Vaishnavas get an opportunity, all of them be healthy and hale and hearty, and they all be advancing in their spiritual life, and they all be progressive towards spiritual perspectives. We can pray for them. That is also mercy, that is also prasadam. We can always see, we can always pray to the Lord for others' advancement. By that, we also advance automatically. So this is also one more blessing of the Lord. So this is the consciousness. See, whenever you see somebody, an innocent person, what will be your first mood? We'll try to preach to him. We'll try to see that he accepts Krishna consciousness. Whenever somebody is doing a mistake, we try to go and guide him so that he becomes perfect in the process. So all these are also blessings only. It's not that only prasadam is the blessings. Physical prasadam. Blessings can be from any perspective. You bring that holy water, you can Ganges water, you sprinkle on all the devotees. You bring that Vrindavan dress, you can give that opportunity to everyone. So this is a Vaishnava who is well-wisher of everyone. Not only just devotees and others, plants, every living entity, he is a well-wisher. So by well-wishing, we can always bring out blessings upon others. So this is one way of serving everyone in the community. Andaru baundali, andarlo manu undali. This is generally people think. But in spiritual perspective. Okay. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki